Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Simon's Metabolics and Weight Loss. Ask Me Anything Facebook Live event for Monday, January the 9th. We're talking weight loss today, as we always do on these.
Yep.
And we're answering your weight loss questions. And in play, as always, is a gift card. It's a $25 Target gift card today.
Yep, give it away again. Got to do two things for us in order to be eligible. I want you to like this video and comment hashtag Simon's AMA, and that's to be eligible to win a $25 Target gift card if you are watching this live. If you're watching it recorded, catch us in 2 weeks live because we do give this away every single time. So we're answering all of your questions, including anything you want to drop in our comments section. So if you want something answered right now, please let us know. We're happy to answer it and submit questions for next time. You guys do a really good job of that.
Yep.
Submitting it between. So.
That is right. We do. This is a new year, and so this is our first show of the new year. I know it's the holidays kind of come and gone, but Happy New Year, everybody. And,
it's been a month since we had a show.
I know.
It's crazy. Holidays happen hopefully everyone had a good holiday and a Happy New Year. And hey, if you're feeling like you're off track, come and see us. This is a judgment-free zone.
If you're off track, you got to do two things. It's time to take down the Christmas decorations and then come see us.
Exactly.
If you make it to March 1st with those things, then you kind of earn the title, redneck, stuff like that,
Time to get 2023 started.
That's right. Yeah, it's time to get moving on everything.
Yeah, and we're here. We're here to help for sure. Our schedule is busy, but we do have openings, so we can get you in. Don't feel like, there's no way they're going to have an opening. I'll wait to call.
Oh, no.
Call. Okay, people cancel all the time. Our schedule changes. We're open in both offices. We have lots of providers. We'd be so happy to see you. So please give us a call at either our Raleigh or our Durham location, whichever one is more convenient, and we'll get you in. Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
Let's dive into our questions.
Okay. Sean from Raleigh says, at what age does metabolism begin to slow significantly, and what can be done to help? I think, myself, I think we put a little too much emphasis on this metabolism business because having a high metabolism doesn't mean you can't gain weight, and having a low metabolism doesn't mean you can't lose weight.
It's true.
You just what you eat matters, and the way your body interacts with it. So even people who come to me who've never lost weight in other places and so on and so forth, they're assumed to have very low metabolisms. We change what they eat, and amazingly, they lose weight just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had an old friend I used to work with in the ER. He had a very high metabolism, and I said, you can't get away with eating all that, so it's going to catch up with you. And so he was always rocking Twinkies and drinking Cokes and stuff, and I had a chance to see him recently, and guess what?
It caught up with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure did. And
it happens to both men and women.
Yeah.
I think it's common to think like, it's just women and their hormones.
Yeah.
Happens to men too.
It does.
Yeah. As we get older, things that maybe our bodies were able to handle in our teens, in our 20s, maybe even our 30s, they do start to change, and people do notice that. And I think a lot of it is it's just the habits that we once had and could get away with due to our youth and maybe our increased physical activity, we can't anymore. So what do? We form a new plan. We change it. We do something different. And that's what we're really good at here, is helping you find a plan that works for you now. We may base it on something that worked before, but a lot of times we just need to tweak things. We need to tweak physical activity because we do know that if we can increase or at least keep our lean body mass, especially our muscle mass, that's going to help us in the long run with health overall. And like Dr. Simon said, what we eat matters. As we get older, it's not necessarily a drop in metabolism that makes us intolerant to these ultra processed high carb foods. It's that they are wreaking havoc on our body. Sugar is toxic in high doses. That is what diabetes is. It is a sugar toxicity that eventually develops. So we just got to eat less of the stuff that maybe some of us have been partaking in the last few months.
That's right. You just nailed it right there. So your body's going to interact with food a certain way, right? And you want it to interact with food the right way.
Yes.
Yes. That's the key message there.
So the things that can be done, Sean, is give us a call if you haven't, right? A lower carbohydrate approach, or at least a less processed food approach is going to be very important, right? Some people may still be able to have some carbohydrate in a whole unprocessed form. but not this junky stuff like Twinkies and Twix or whatever.
Yeah, Twix.
Coke and,
Yeah.
No. We can't be doing that stuff. We can't. So welcome to our show. We're doing the Ask Me Anything Facebook Live here. We are giving away a gift card if you're just joining us, $25 to Target. We're going to ask you to do two things if you're watching us right now live, and that is to like this video and comment #SimonsAMA. We don't have any comments yet, so if you are the next comment, you have a 100% chance of winning $25 to Target.
That is correct.
Start your new year right.
That is correct. Okay. Well, Wendy from Raleigh says, since hitting menopause, I seem to have more trouble losing weight and keeping weight off. What can I do? Come see us.
Yeah, this is so common, Wendy. I promise you are not alone. Just like Sean was asking with the change in metabolism, the hormonal changes will make certain things harder. Age makes it harder. Changes in hormones makes it harder. But at the end of the day, we just need to change something.
That's it.
And I know it's so frustrating. We have men and women who say, but I used to just cut my calories and it used to work fine. And while calorie restriction is important, it comes back to the type of food you're eating and how, like Doc said, how your body is interacting with that food or food-like substance, right? We really need to stick with eating food, not the junky crap. Yeah, hey, Susie, thank you.
Kathy, I got a 50-50 battle with Kathy and Susie for the gift card.
Thank you and happy New Year to both of you. We appreciate
you tuning in and making a comment.
And Wendy, I'll say too, and same with Sean, medication can really help with metabolism, with the hormonal stuff, with menopause. We use medication as part of a treatment plan, right? The behavior is important. The nutrition is important. The physical activity is important. But the medication is crucially important as well. Crucially important. And some of the medications we use actually increase metabolism and help with the hormones that Wendy, you're referring to. Metformin is one we use a lot in women who have any kind of hormonal issues, whether it's perimenopausal state or something called PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome, which can happen in younger women. But that is a really useful tool that we use quite frequently. And then a medication called phentermine for metabolism. It increases metabolism some, it increases energy, it helps you want to get up and move.
That's correct.
And it helps with appetite.
To get up off your bum and get moving. It helps with that.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a little push. And part of the medication we use sometimes is for that purpose. So you can get up and get moving and make good choices, right? It's having a plan and doing it are not always the same thing. What the medication does is bridge that. It's not just knowing what to do. It helps you actually do it. And that is really what we are here for, is to help you get from where you want to go to that place, right? Where you're actually doing it. And we work along with the medications that you're taking too, to make sure that they are not a barrier in your way. We do a full metabolic assessment at your first visit, and we're thorough to make sure that there's nothing standing in your way, no barriers that we can actually modify or remove to make it easier for you to reach your goals. So sometimes we're adding medication, often we're adding medication for weight or appetite. And sometimes we are changing medications that you're currently on or removing medications you're currently on that could be really causing a problem and standing in your way.
That's right. I mean, I think that's a good summary. And, I will say that as for men and women, as their sex hormones decline, you become more, you develop a problem with insulin. So carbohydrates become a problem.
Yes.
Become more intolerant of them. And so this, it's easy to get a higher insulin level. Insulin puts you in a fat storage mode, and that's something you need to work on. And so I can sit here and talk all day long about restricting carbohydrate, but some people find that hard to do, and medication really changes the game, doesn't it?
Yes. So much so much so. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, there's no way, I feel like I'm addicted. I have to have that snack before bed, or I have to have that candy in the afternoon, or how am I going to do it? My coworkers are constantly trying to force me to eat donuts. You do it with help, right? You do it one day at a time, and it's not easy, but it is worth it. It is so worth it, and you can get there. But help is important.
Yep.
So give us a
That's it.
I see Audrey also entered. Thank you. So now we got 33.3% chance for all.
Got a 1 in 3 chance of winning a $25 Target gift card. Marcus from Wake Forest. I've lost a lot of weight, but my skin seems loose and flabby. What can I do to fix this? We have a solution to fix that. 2 things. You make sure you're exercising regularly. That helps.
Yes. And as you said before,
Yeah.
give it some time too,
Yeah.
right? The body continues to change up to 6 months, even a year after weight loss. So part of it is just being patient with yourself and with your new body, because it is going to be different when you lost a significant amount of weight. It's going to be different.
Yeah. We have a new body contouring center in the suite next to our Durham office suite. And we use non-surgical techniques to tighten your skin. And we'd love to talk to you about that. It's relatively inexpensive compared to surgery, for example. And there's no downtime or anything like that. We've got some really cool machines to do that. And we'll do a free assessment on you and even let you try one of the treatments for free so you can see. It's hard to talk to people about these things. If I say car, you know what that means because you've ridden in one, right? But who's had a treatment with any of these sort of things?
Right, say body contouring.
Yes,
what is that?
of course, right, yes. So we got it set up, a totally separate space from the weight loss, so there's not the commotion in the in and out of a lot of people coming in and out the way and all that sort of thing.
It's like a spa. It's very nice if you've never been there.
And so we would love to, we'd love to talk to you about that. Do a free consultation on you. I promise we will not do a bunch of hard sale techniques and so on and so forth and bug the heck out of you about it. We just want you to know what it is and what it can do for you. And so we can do a free consultation on you. All you got to do is call the office to set that up.
Yeah. I've had a lot of patients who have had this area done and who have had the backs of their arms, their abdomen, and they have all been so happy with it. And something to keep in mind too is we are really honest and easy to get along with. And Dr. Simons and his wife, Anna, who's a registered nurse who does that, are going to be honest. If you have lost a significant amount of weight to the point that the body contouring system that we offer is not going to be appropriate and a surgical option may actually be best, we're going to tell you, right? They're going to be very upfront with you because at the end of the day, we are here to help. We are not here to, like you said, hard sell you on something that we know is not going to be the best thing for you.
That's right. And the reverse is true. If you haven't lost any weight, and this isn't a magic bullet,
right?
So we're not going to try to sell you the magic bullet. We want you losing weight first.
Exactly. We chose to add this body contouring system to our practice, not because everyone that loses weight needs to tighten their skin, but because we want you to have options. It's safe, it's effective. That's right. It's a lot cheaper because we have a lot of patients who are looking at surgical options, who are looking at alternatives such as cool sculpting or smart lipo. There's all kinds of things out there. We're just offering another alternative for you to be able to find out about, learn more about, and you decide to go with it, great. And if something else is better for you, great. We want you to get the result that you're looking for. But this is a really good option to explore if you haven't yet.
Right. I totally agree with that. Yeah. All right. Steph from Durham says I don't believe this, Steph. During the holidays, you gained some weight back and you're embarrassed by it. Okay. I'm not sure how to start back up now. Any tips? Well, this is quite common.
Oh, so common.
And so just look, get over yourself. It's okay.
The first step is the next one you make.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There's no perfect day, perfect meal, perfect time. No.
People beat themselves up, and I always say we're not here to beat you up. No, I mean you're normal.
Yeah.
I mean you don't meet a lot of people that say, "Hey man, I lost 10 pounds during the holidays." It's always the other way around. And it's like 75% of all Americans. Welcome to the club, right? So get over that feeling guilty and stuff. It's okay. Come see us. That's exactly what we're here for.
Exactly.
Yeah, to get you back on track.
Exactly.
And we're not going to judge you, beat you down, or any of those other sort of things, make you feel weird about it. Okay, you did what was normal for a lot of people.
And what our environment pushes us towards. I mean, really, don't blame yourself. Blame all this food pushing, season of eating, processed food, these food companies trying to addict us to their stuff. Family members who think that food is the only way to celebrate holidays. I mean, it's really their fault. It's not your fault. You are just doing what humans do, consuming calories, right, to survive.
Get caught up in all this stuff. We've moved a long ways from gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Mm-hmm. That'd be nice if we just did that at Christmas instead of all this eating, right? Yes. Okay. Yes. Save the cake and all that other stuff. Bring me the gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That's worth something now. Yeah.
And walk really far.
And keeps you thin. Right. Yeah. We kind of got this thing all out of whack. You know what I'm saying? And then because we're also, down about the fact that we gained this weight, then we drink too much on New Year's Eve to wash away our sorrows. Yeah. Anyway, so we got to get away from this sort of thing one day. anyway, until then,
Yeah.
we're here and
Yes.
we're here to help you.
Yeah.
And so we just got to get past that. Oh, I feel bad about, I'm embarrassed type stuff to, hey, let's take action.
Yeah. Give yourself grace.
That's right.
Forgive yourself. Say, hey, it happened and I'm ready to move on. And really, like, any tips is just that your next step could be your first step, right? Your next meal, your next snack, whatever. Call
start
us
somewhere.
But starting is just putting one foot in front of the other and making that one decision. The next day, right, you're going to decide, when I wake up in the morning or lay in bed, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not going to have carbs for breakfast or sugar for breakfast. I'm going to have some eggs, or I'm going to have a protein shake. And you just start there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And look, when you come back, we're not going to charge you. If you hadn't been in a while, don't worry. There's no, you don't have to pay the new start fee every. Just a regular follow-up.
We've had a lot of restarts through the holidays.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a lot more through the new year, and that's right. Fine. And if you've never been here, we make that easy too. Call, make your first appointment. We'll schedule you about 45 minutes, an hour. We will have some paperwork, but it's not a big deal, right? You come in, we meet, we chat, we go over some medical stuff, we make a plan, and guaranteed you will feel better walking out of here than you did walking in. Guaranteed. I can say that with confidence, because pretty much every single patient says, I feel so much better. I'm so glad I came.
Yeah, that's right. Then they start losing weight and they come back and they're really happy.
Yes, and they're even more.
Then they start to see the light at the end of it. Oh, wait a minute, there's a fix here. And this is working.
And I don't have to do it by myself.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought I did.
That's right. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
Dolly's saying she understands where she's coming from. I came in right before the holidays to do a restart, and I have not done anything since. Sad but true. But I am coming to my appointment anyway because I need the accountability. Nailed it. Dolly, you are an inspiration because that is what this is. It's about being human and having some stumbles, but getting back up and forgiving yourself and having the grace and knowing that it's okay to come back and say, I thought I was ready. I wasn't quite there. But even if you maintained, Dolly, right? Even if you didn't gain as much as maybe you would have had you not restarted with us, that is a huge win. So we can't wait to see you again, Dolly. It's Olivia saying.
Olivia.
Always happy to check in for great ideas to refocus on health and well-being.
Yeah,
excellent.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. That's what these AMAs are for. That's what our website's for, right?
That's
what
we are.
The practice. Yeah, it's to change those negative thoughts of I can't, I won't, I didn't, and change it to I can and I will and I'm gonna.
That's called stinking thinking, by the way.
That is so true.
Yeah, they call it something else. I think in medical circles they have all these fancy names, but disordered thinking, stinking thinking.
Yeah,
right?
negative thought patterns. Just not good. We got to break.
You can't get a positive result thinking negative thoughts, right?
So true.
Yeah. So
true.
All right.
Remember, Dolly and Olivia enter to win our $25 Target gift card. Hashtag Simon's AMA in the comment section and like this video.
Okay. This is a great question. Janice's question. What do you think?
Janice from Morrisville. Can I still enjoy foods I love and still lose weight? Yes. But we're not going to be that infomercial that says like, eat your brownie and eat your cake and you'll still lose, 5 pounds a week. You are going to learn how to choose the foods that make you feel so good that you love them. And they are tasty, right? We're eating steak, we're eating eggs, we're eating chicken, we're eating cheese, we're eating really yummy vegetables with delicious sauces on them when we're eating healthy. Healthy does not mean bland. You're not eating cardboard. You're not eating rice cakes, right? You don't have to fast. You don't have to skip meals if you do not want to. We'll find your plan, Janice. But I can guarantee you as well, another guarantee coming out, we are going to find foods that you love that are also going to help you lose weight.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I haven't met anyone who doesn't like at least a few of the things that we recommend as healthy foods.
I mean, there's always going to be a couple things that there's really no substitute for. Okay, but I mean, there's no substitute for a Krispy Kreme donut, for example. There's just not.
Yeah.
But if you're not hungry all the time and your blood sugar's not low, it's a lot easier to deal with the thought of something like that.
Yeah.
And if you see your results and stuff, you're just like, I don't really miss that much.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
the perspective changes.
Right. And so there's just, I think a lot of people are surprised by like the satiety you talk about of eating correctly. And then you realize, things like desserts. Think about this concept historically. I mean, you go back to my grandparents' generation. I mean, having a dessert was something like you did on special
Very
occasions.
special.
Yeah, it's not like human beings were saying, "Oh, let's have a slice of pie after dinner every night." This was not the norm.
Yeah.
The idea of drinking soda and eating candy and stuff, this was something that was really, once a month you might do something like this, right? And now it's kind of almost crept into our consciousness that this has to be commonplace, right? So when you go back to eating real food, you realize that they didn't sit around thinking about that all the time, just like you won't think about it all the time when you eat real food, right?
Yes, we're going to get those invasive forms of food out of there. All right, Dolly, it's a good idea to do intermittent fasting coupled with keto, or for someone like me. Oh, is it a good idea to do intermittent fasting coupled with keto for someone like me, or should I just focus on limiting the carbs right now? Dolly, if you are ready to do keto with some intermittent fasting, jump in.
Go for it.
There is no reason that you have to tiptoe in. Some people, that is the most appropriate approach. It feels too overwhelming to do everything at once. And if you're there, then do tiptoe in, just low carb. But if you're ready, get it.
That's it.
Get it.
Yeah.
We are never going to tell someone, oh, that's a little bit you're committing too much. No. This is a huge lifestyle shift. The more we can do up front and convince ourselves that we are capable of it and we see results from it, the more we're going to be successful in the long term.
Yeah.
So I'd say go for it, Dolly.
And fasting has a lot of health benefits, and you'll lose weight, and you will not lose a bunch of lean mass. To correct that notion, it's not true. Your markers of inflammation and so forth will go down.
Yeah, there's a lot of health benefits to fasting. And if, when we say fasting, we don't mean you have to go days and days and days without eating. For people who are unfamiliar with, with fasting, the very minimum that is good to focus on, especially coming out of the holidays, is 12 hours of not eating, 12 hours of eating, right? That's the minimum. Like if you start eating, and by that I even mean sugary cream in your coffee at 7 a.m., 7 p.m. is your cutoff time, right? I think what Dolly's referring to is where we shrink that 12 hours of eating into a smaller window, like 8 hours or 6 hours, or in some individuals, maybe 24 hours. Maybe they eat Monday night dinner and they don't eat again until Tuesday night dinner. You don't got to jump right there, but
I was at the vet recently. Me and you both have animals, and the vet tells me that if dogs get older, they just need to eat once a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this
4-hour fast for the dog.
Hello. This is not a new concept, right?
Plus, fasting has been around as long as humans, as long as life has been around. Every major religion engages in fasting. Every traditional culture engages in fasting. We didn't invent some fat diet.
That is exactly
fasting.
right.
This is the
That's
human
a great
code
point.
to fast.
I traveled around the world and found that people do this everywhere, and like you say, under different kinds of circumstances. I mean, I've been serving this country in a war in Muslim countries in Ramadan, where the fighting doesn't start at night because they fast all day, and then the fighting starts at night, and then they fast all day. So these concepts are not new.
Exactly.
This is the human norm.
Exactly. And we have a lot of information on our website about fasting. So if you check that out, we've done several blogs and we've talked about fasting on some other AMAs as well. So thank you, Dolly, for that comment. That's excellent. And Olivia, I'm glad you got it. Good. All right. So Jessica from Chapel Hill, what kind of side effects are there to taking medication for weight loss? Great question. So with all medical interventions and even nutritional interventions, sometimes there can be risks, right? Whenever we're trying to make a big change, there's going to be a lot of benefits, and then there's going to be risks and side effects. Luckily, when it comes to medications for weight loss, most people experience very few side effects, and they are pretty tolerable. So let's start with the one that we prescribe a lot, practices like ours prescribe a lot. It's called phentermine. It was approved in 1959, long time ago, okay? And it's been on the market since then. It's never been taken off. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what the risks and the side effects are, because it is a stimulant, right? So is caffeine. It works a little differently, but it increases your energy, right? It increases your focus, and it gives you a little bit of that stage fright feeling, right? When you're just about to talk in front of people, your mouth gets a little dry, right? So dry mouth, there's a major side effect that we see, right? But it's tolerable. You drink more water. Some people like it. They say, I'm drinking more water than I ever had. And it's just because the medication helps me remember to, right? So that's one that can happen. Some people get a little constipated, right? And that we just do some magnesium, extra water, extra fiber, tolerable. All right. Some people have a little trouble sleeping, and that's one that does get absolutely better with time. Okay. But we are cautious in the beginning. We start with a lower dose. We make sure that you're taking it early in the morning, right? Things like that. So side effect wise, those are the things we're seeing mostly. Some people do get a little bit of an adrenaline burst. Maybe their heart rate goes up a little bit and they feel just a little bit excited. A lot of people translate that into, I want to get up and move. So again, it's instead of a side effect, it's like a side benefit, right? You're drinking more water, you're moving more, you're burning more energy during the day because you're moving more. And then maybe you do sleep better at night.
Right.
And it can negate that other side effect of trouble sleeping. So, I see as far as that medication go, the tolerability be far greater than I think a lot of people would expect.
Yes. Yeah. I worked 10 years in emergency rooms, and I never saw anybody come to the ER because of a side effect of phentermine, where I saw a lot of people come for other side effects of other things.
Even over the counter groups,
yes,
like ibuprofen,
correct,
Tylenol.
Correct.
Right, those are more likely to send you to the ER than phentermine is.
That's right. Yeah. The other thing, so the CDC maintains this thing since the early 1960s called the Drug Abuse Warning Network, or DAWN for short, and they rank these drugs, over the counter and prescription drugs, by addictability, based on people coming to the doctor for various things, and they fill out surveys. And the one that finishes on the bottom of the list of all the known over-the-counter and prescription is phentermine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so some people say, well, is this an addictive substance? Not really. In practicality, no. Yeah. Yes, the government has a way of structuring those things as potentially weakly addicting, but the truth of the matter is people don't get addicted to it, and that's the bottom line. And so anyway, that's another side effect I sometimes get asked about, and I like to comment on, is that it's not proven itself to be addictive in 63 years, as you point out, of widespread use. You'd think we'd at least see one reported case in the medical literature of someone being addicted to it if it was, and we have not.
Right.
More people report on that Drug Abuse Warning Network survey being addicted to Tylenol or ibuprofen than they do to phentermine. So,
and I think a lot of people too, and we hear this from our patients because their other providers are warning them that it's going to hurt their heart.
Yes, right.
Right. Yeah, we know that excess body fat has huge cardiovascular risk associated with it. And we know that phentermine has been on the market for almost 64 years and has not been removed for any cardiac issues whatsoever. So do the math there. Yeah, right. There is not an increased risk with phentermine of someone having any kind of heart attack or stroke or panic attack. I mean, we just don't see these things, right? It's reported, but it's not actually seen.
Yeah, right.
Okay? So we really need to address
I think
that
there's
too.
some
It's safe for your heart.
There's some ideas that look, the way that heart attacks happen, the strokes happen, is you get a buildup of plaque in your arteries. Phentermine does not cause a buildup of plaque in your arteries. That plaque is made of a certain type of LDL cholesterol, right? It comes from eating and smoking and these other sorts of things, hypertension,
inflammation, sugar.
Yeah. So this is a good point. That plaque has to become inflamed and rupture into the lumen of the blood vessel, and then platelets stick to that and form a clot, and that's when you have the event. Okay. So it turns out a lot of that inflammation is caused by the deposition of fat next to those arteries, the deposition of ectopic fat, the fat that spills over this white fat from here, and it has no place else to go. The body starts storing it in your organs, like your heart, next to those blood vessels that have the plaque, and then that's what causes the plaque to become inflamed and rupture. Phentermine doesn't have anything to do with this.
None.
Okay, right. So blaming phentermine for any of that is an intellectually shallow position to take. All right. Yes, people who are overweight can have these problems and therefore have heart attacks, but blaming the phentermine is...
Right. It's like blaming the firefighters who showed up with the fire.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
You gotta use your common sense.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to, don't let anyone talk you into this notion that it's... let me tell you, obesity is what takes you to the grave first, not phentermine.
Yes. And we only address Phentermine, Jessica,
but we use a lot of other medicines.
We use other medications, and we'll talk to you, about each one, what risk, what benefits, what side effects we're looking at. And as far as long-term use, I'll just address that real quick. We do use these medications long-term. That's another fallacy. Like, oh, you can't take that for very long. Why? Obesity is a chronic medical condition, right? Having excess body fat is something that once you struggle with, every day you wake up, you're gonna be fighting that battle, right? What the medications do is to help actually treat the condition and make it easier to get through every day so that you got many, many days ahead of you, or you're feeling good and you're healthier than you would have been if you had not started the medication.
Okay.
All right. Can those arteries get corrected through keto? From Dolly.
Yeah, so that's a good question of whether it corrects the inflammation.
Yes.
Yes, it's normal to have plaque. What you don't want is inflamed plaque.
Exactly.
Right.
So keto, by keeping the inflammation down, is definitely an excellent way to try to prevent, right, if there has been already any potential damage done. So keto is a great idea. Fasting as well. Thank you so much for watching our show, and everyone who entered the gift card. $25 to Target goes to Kathy. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Kathy, we will contact you about getting that gift card to you. We appreciate everyone who came and saw us today, and come back in 2 weeks.
Okay. And we'll see you, folks.